as almost like my heroes, beyond my dad, you know. So don't ever take what you guys do, the impact that you guys have on kids' lives lightly, because you guys really do a big service to our future generation. Today I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about the pistol offense. We're a multiple offense, but before we get into that, once again, like a coaching profession, the impact that you guys have on kids' lives is just tremendous. We're all coaches, and the greatest thing about being a coach is we can steal from each other and we don't get in trouble for it. Okay, so I told you, I steal from everybody. Okay, stole this one from Rich Rodriguez, my coaching mentor when I moved out to Virginia about 25 years ago. He played under Rich Rodriguez at Glenville State when he was coming up with all of his zone read option and all that kind of stuff. And so I've gotten to meet him and know him for quite a long time. And he came to my Nike clinic. I used to run the Nike clinics up here in Northern Virginia. And he came to one of my clinics, and unfortunately he had way too many beers before he got on the stage. And Rich Rod's got kind of a language problem. He likes to cuss a lot. But for some odd reason, like all alcohol seeped out of his body when he started talking about this, the coaching profession and the impact that we have. And he actually brought real life apples. I don't know where he got them from, how he brought them. I mean, beyond me, I think he stole them from the cafeteria at the hotel. We'll see. But very powerful. Okay, our kids are like apples. Okay, they have that hard, waxy outer covering. Like it's hard to get to them, that kind of stuff. And they want to play that they're tough and that kind of stuff. But one of our jobs as a coach is to reach that fruit that's inside there. Okay, and that outer covering, it can seep in. And so what we teach and what we impact those kids' lives can sink in and hit that fruit. Okay, and so we can impact those kids' lives for the future generation. But even more important is we can impact those seeds. And these boys, girls, I've coached boys and girls, okay, one day might become fathers. Okay, and we can impact another generation, their own kids, those seeds, just by what we do as a coach. Okay, now at the same time, we can make that apple bad too. Okay, so always understand how important our coaching profession is. I've been coaching football now for 24 years. I'm still a young cat. At least I like to say I am. I'm going to turn 45 just this month. But good portion of my life has been coaching ball, and coached at all levels. My son is a graduate of the Grizzlies. We live out in Gainesville, so I always know that you guys always have big old clashes. For me, it was always like, all right, when we're going to play Vienna, championship game, okay, we're either going to win the championship or they're going to win the championship like every year. Both my kids that have gone through the Grizzlies. So I have a lot of respect for everybody in this room, your organization, and then the future output once those kids get into high school, the Madison, Oakton. This is actually going to be my second tour at Oakton High School, so I'm looking forward to it. But never forget our impact. So like Coach Aziz was kind of making fun of me, I've been around the block. I've been everywhere, okay? I'm originally from Illinois, so I'm a Yankee from the Midwest, grew up in nothing but cornfields. We had to go to the bathroom in practice. We just run out in the cornfield, go to the bathroom, come on back in. Okay. My high school that I grew up in is one of the top premier high school football programs in the state of Illinois. So if you didn't win the state championship, it was you were upset. That was the goal, is win the state championship every year. I lost 3 games in my 4 years of college or high school. Went on to play college football, 3.5 years. I had 4 knee surgeries in 3.5 years. Okay. I played middle linebacker. I know I don't look like it right now, okay. But 5 months ago I was 285 pounds. Now I'm down to about 240. Okay, so I've lost a lot of weight. Kind of like Coach Aziz, we talked about getting our health straight, and so it's been a huge bonus for me. I've started from the single A level all the way up to the 6A level. I've been head coach for 16 years. In those 16 years, I was always the offense coordinator, but my background has always been on the defense side. Won a state championship in 2005 at William Campbell High School, just outside of Lynchburg. It was a pretty awesome experience. Lost the state championship when I was at Carthage High School back home in Illinois. A lot of success. Probably the most recent success up here as a head coach was at Woodson High School in 2018. I was the head football coach where we went to the region championship. Okay, only the second time in school history, and that school has been around for like hundreds of years, right? So, had the benefit to being at Oakton as assistant coach under Mel Morgan a couple years ago. And then I went and was an assistant under Coach Aziz at Hayfield his last year there. Then I became the head football coach at C.D. Hilton for 1 year. And then I had to step aside for personal reasons, health reasons, that kind of stuff. And so I'm back. Last year I actually took the year off. It was my first year not coaching football or playing football in 35 years. And it was an experience and a half. Because, I mean, like, my life is always, I love the sport. It's got me to where I am today, paid for my college education. I've met so many people all over the world. Football, you name them, I've met them through all my connections. And so it's really impacted my life. And to take 1 year off was like, I didn't know what to do with myself. I really didn't. And so I was like, this ain't for me. I'm a football coach. And so I had to get back into it as soon as possible. So I'm really excited about this opportunity to be at Oakton High School. This is our picture after we beat South County in the Patriot District Championship when I was at Woodson High School. Once again, very successful year in 2018. Now that correlates to the pistol offense. Okay, we are a very multiple offense team. I think you want to play to the strengths of your players. I don't like pigeonholing. Hey, this is the only thing that we do. So we run a variation of the spread offense with the single wing offense with the pistol offense. Everything's blocked the same. It's just different formations. Defensive coordinators hate me because I give them all these different formations. We run power out of 40 different formations, and it's power. Okay, it's football. I didn't invent it, and I don't think anybody in the room has either. Okay, so we just steal and we just make it our own. So traditionally, I was a spread single wing offense guy. I got roots in the single wing, the old traditional 1900 single wing football, the Notre Dame box. I'm a diehard Notre Dame fan. Grew up in the Midwest, Roman Catholic. Your dream was always to play for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And so that's kind of how I grew up. Unfortunately, I am the smallest in my litter. I'm the youngest of 4 kids. My oldest brother is 6'8", 320 pounds. My other brother is 6'7", 260. My sister was 6'5", and a Division I basketball player. And then there's me. Right? My last name is Van Acker, so my entire life, my nickname was the minivan. Because I was the smallest in my family, everybody made fun of me. So I always tell everybody, remember the movie Twins? I was the Danny DeVito. And so I was like, I always had to use my brain more than my size. And so I was like a student of the game. And my high school head football coach, I was stuck behind 2 All-American middle linebackers from my high school. I didn't get to start on the football field until my senior year. And I was like, I don't know. I grew up in a semi-poor family. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to go to college like my 2 older brothers and my sister. All 4 of us went on to play college athletics and pay for our school. I was like, there's no way. I was like, my dad served in Vietnam. He was drafted to go serve in Vietnam. I want to go serve my country. Okay, so I talked about, hey, I'm going to sign up for the National Guard. The summer before my senior year, I'll go to boot camp that summer, play my senior year, go to college, use the GI Bill, pay for my school, and I got a plan. And I went and told my head coach, I sat down with him, I said, hey, this is my plan, coach. And he looked at me, he says, I'm not going to tell you what you can do with your life, but I think you'll be making a mistake. And I said, tell me, preach to me. He said, I think you are just like your brothers. If you come out your senior year and you play like I know you can play, you're going to have an opportunity to go to college, just like your brother, just like your sister. I was like, hey, man, I'll run through this brick wall for you. Okay, if you tell me not to do it, I'm not doing it. Okay, so I didn't do it. Went out, balled out, became All-State my senior year, got my football scholarship, all that kind of stuff. Went to college. 2 years later, 9/11 happens. 9/11 happens. We go to war in Afghanistan. We go to Iraq. Okay, our armed forces were depleted, so they started sending National Guard units. Okay, I lost 3 of my buddies that did that decision over there, right? And so football changed my life, right? So I always look at it as, hey, I need to pay it back to the future generation, okay? So how did I get to this pistol offense, okay? 2 separate occasions, my starting quarterback had season-ending injuries, okay? Usually, most people, quarterback's probably one of your best athletes on the whole team, okay? The leader of your team, one of your best players, and now they're out. So now what? You have to have a plan B. You have to have a plan C, okay? I had a QB curse where I had 4 seasons in a row I lost my starting quarterback, okay? And it's part of the game. You gotta have an answer, okay? And that answer has to be made before that actually happens, okay? So I needed to protect my quarterback. Whoever that quarterback's going to be, I have to protect that quarterback, so I need some extra protection. Okay, in high school football, you'll be lucky to get 3 seconds to get the ball off. Okay, I need an extra protector in there. So that's going to dictate my offense between a traditional quarterback or a dual threat. Okay, multiple seasons, I had a dual threat kid. I like to run him a little bit more. Then there's a traditional guy, Joe Pazanski was my quarterback at Woodson High School. He was one of the first Division I quarterbacks in a long time, coming from Woodson High School. He helped lead their team his sophomore year to the region championship. Okay, COVID happened his senior year. Wasn't going to play in Virginia, and he was still looking for a home. So then he transferred all the way down to Florida. He was runner-up for the best player in the state of Florida, Mr. Florida. Okay. His high school head football coach called me up and said, hey, why is this kid not Power 5, 25 offers? And I said, Coach, I have no idea. He was 6'4", slings it all across the yard, smart kid. I can't tell you about recruiting. He said, I've only coached one football player better than that kid, and that's Tim Tebow in high school. You can't ask for a better compliment than that. Okay, but he was a dual threat, but he was tall, lanky, and he could throw it all over the place. So we had to get him. Also, I like a downhill running game. I want to come right at you. I'm old school middle linebacker. I like to hit people. I'm coming right at you. I like physical football. So I want to go north-south. I don't like all this east-west zone sweeps and that kind of stuff. I'm going to come right at you. Now, we have that, but I really like smash mouth football. All right? So why did I install the pistol offense? It allows for me to stay in the shotgun. I like the shotgun under center. There's a lot of things that can happen right there. In today's high school, college football, all that kind of stuff, that's what the kids see. They get excited. Hey, we're still in the shotgun. Gets that quarterback away from the line of scrimmage, so that gives you a little bit of extra time before the defensive line can come after you. Okay, especially if you're smaller.
What are seals?
At 4.5. 4.5, and then running back, pistol backs, it's like 6. And once again, that is determined on your speed of your back and that kind of stuff, size. It still fits in our spread single wing concept, okay? You still have the same concepts. Once again, we didn't invent football. Everything's the same, okay? We just steal from other people and we make it our own, okay? Doesn't give tendencies to a balanced formation, okay? And once again, my background's in defense. And so the best way to stop an offense is to be that offense. The best defense is a great offense, okay? Putting points on the board, okay? One thing that we do, a lot of tendencies when you break down film is, hey, if we're 2x2 set and that backs off set over there, here's are the certain plays that they run, okay? Well, if we line up and that guy's in pistol, I don't know. Where's the strength of the formation? It's 2x2. I don't know. And then at the last second, he motions over. That kid's got to think 2 seconds. Hey, these are the plays that I'm looking for. Okay? It's very hard for a defender in the last second to do that. So that's something that I learned from my mentor. It was huge for us. Okay? As additional pass protection, load box defense, once again, protect that quarterback. Okay, so 2017, when I took over the Woodson program, they hadn't had a winning season in a while. First year we went 4-6. You can see the stats. I'm a big math guy. I'm a big stats guy. data collection. I teach economics, personal finance. I was a business guy, all that kind of stuff. So, like, stats are the proof of the pudding. Okay, so you can see from year 1 to year 2, huge difference. Well, what changed? Okay, I added the pistol offense. Okay, I added pistol offense. We almost had, we had 2,000-yard rushers. You can see all the different points. Okay, all the different touchdowns. The turnovers got cut almost in half. Okay, and then you see the difference of the outcome. Okay, at that time it was the biggest turnaround in Virginia high school football in 2018. Okay, going 4-6 to 11-2. Okay, I look at that as, hey, I morphed it to our style of play and our personnel. Okay, so here's just like a picture of it. Once again, this is that quarterback, Joe Pasansky. He's small little sophomore, thin as a rail, but he was like a beanstalk. Okay, he just finished his college career at Florida International. He was in a bowl game as a starting quarterback, and he just did a workout with John Gruden with the quarterback getting ready for the draft and that kind of stuff. So hopefully he gets drafted as well. So basic formations is rip and Liz Max. This is what I call it. I try to make everything really simple. Okay, everything's signaled in. It's no huddle, that kind of stuff. So 2 fingers to the right, that's rip. Okay, right hand, 2 receivers. Okay, so that's what you see right here. This would be rip max. Okay, max means I'm bringing in an H back. Okay, this fits the old single wing, sniffer concept. Okay. 9 times out of 10, it's like a tight end, blocking back, full back type. A guy likes a little contact. We'll give him the ball a little bit. He's kind of out in the flats kind of guy. So you can always find that type of personnel, that one guy that can be there. So I always call this my Z, my Y, Z, that's my X. Okay? And then my H is my halfback, fullback is my F. That's kind of just simple how I did set that up. Okay, now the quote-unquote fullback, okay, is the old sniffer from the single wing. Okay, so once again, it fits in my single wing system. They know who that is, the blocking back, tight end type. How we shift them over, okay, based on formation. If he's to the strength, he's a king. Okay, if he's away from the strength, he's a queen. Okay, and then if he's to the strength and he's a wing, it's got an S to the strength, steam, right? And then if he's away, he's on the weak side, wing. Okay, so it's really easy, kind of, word association kind of stuff that most kids can kind of grasp really quick. And I want my kids playing fast. I want them to play fast. I don't want them thinking. Okay, we run kind of a college-style offense, but it's so quick and so fast, and the kids enjoy it. They learn this stuff up really quick. So I'm really excited about implementing a lot of this stuff at Oakton. Run game philosophy. Okay, my mentor blew my mind. When I'm a defensive guy, just got out of college. He called me up. Hey, I want you to run my defense for me. Awesome. Fresh out of college, and you're giving me the defense coordinator job on a varsity football team? Sign me up. So I moved all the way out here to Virginia. Okay, I get to do what I love to do, but I sat in his offensive meetings and I just soaked it in like a sponge. This guy is an offensive guru, okay? And he used to be like, run the bubbles. And I'm like, what are you talking about, coach? Run the bubbles. He's like, football is not a complicated game. Just run where they're not at. And I'm like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? Run to the gaps that they're not occupying. Okay, so when you run trap right, you're going to go to the gap that they're not at. When you go run trap left, you're going to go to the gap. And I was like, whoa, time out. Explain this to me. When I grew up old school wing T. Our play calls were like 421 toss, something like that. Okay, the 4 was the 400 formation. The 2 was the tailback. That's who was getting the ball. And the 1 was what hole that they were going to run into. And then the toss was the play. It was toss sweep to the 1 hole. It's like, what are you talking about? He's like, do the linemen need to know what the formation is? No. Do the linemen need to know who's carrying the ball? No. What if their all-state defensive end is sitting in the one hole. You want to run the ball there to them? No. So they don't need to know the hole. They don't need to know the formation. They don't need to know who's running the ball. Okay? All that communication, throw it out the door. They just need to know the play. It's toss, sweep, right. It's toss, sweep, left. Okay? And we call that based off of that scenario. Blew my mind. Okay? So we want to run to the bubbles, which are the unoccupied gaps. Okay? We want to find the Elmer Fudd. Okay? The Elmer Fudd. So on offense, the Elmer Fudd, is you look at the defensive lineman, who's the small guy? Who's the guy that doesn't belong? We want to go after that guy. We want to run at him. Okay? The defensive linebackers, where's the undersized guy? Who doesn't like to hit? We want to run the ball at that guy. Okay? You look at the DBs. Okay? Which DB doesn't look like he doesn't belong? Okay? He's got one sock one color, one sock the other color. He's got the old Eric Dickerson goggles on him. We going after that guy, right? It's not a hard game. Find their Elmer Fudd, attack that player. Okay? Block the line of scrimmage. Okay? O-line, D-line, determine if you are successful. Block the line of scrimmage, then get to the second level, then have one-on-one matchup. Okay? When you get on the whiteboard and you draw up all those whiteboard plays, 9 times out of 10, your objective is your running back with their safety, one-on-one. If he makes the tackle, it's still a good 7-8 yard carry. He misses the tackle, that's 7 on the board. That's what we draw up on a whiteboard, right? Okay? So, we got to block the line of scrimmage first and let those squirrels, I call them squirrels, the little guys that bounce around all over the place, they don't want to get hit. So I always tell my offensive linemen, when we get you pulling, you go get a hit squirrel. They don't want no contact. Go kill a squirrel. Okay? And they eat it up. They eat it up. Okay? Same old gap down backer philosophy, basic, wing T kind of blocking system. Okay? Keep your opponents thinking. Try to find your own tendencies. Self-scout yourself. Okay? I found a lot of my own tendencies, so I try to break those tendencies. Okay? And once again, we want to go north, south, east, west. We want to stretch horizontal and vertical. Okay? Pass game, not much different. Okay? Pass to the bubbles. Okay? So you got one high, 2 corners. We want to go down the seams. Okay? We got 2 high. We want to go down deep center. If they're safe, if their linebackers are deep, we want to hit shallow. Okay? It's not a hard game. We want pass to where they're not at. Okay? Find the Elmer Fudd, same thing. Okay? Where's that DB that we want to pick on? We find that out in a lot of film study. Okay? Watching our opponent, that's the player we want to attack. Okay? Maybe we know that, hey, this linebacker, man, he can knock you out, the boogers and all that kind of stuff, but he can't cover anything. Well, I'm going to put my fastest kid one-on-one with him, and I'm going to run him all over the football field until he's like tapping out. I got to get out of this. Okay? Find the enemy. Okay, know the covers, 1 or 2 high, every single play, offense, it doesn't matter if we're running or passing, my quarterbacks find out, where's my 2 high, where's my 1 high, what's my safety, okay? I call it the IRS, the one read system, okay? In high school football, okay, once again, I coach the offensive line. I love my offensive line. I think it's important that they block and they protect the quarterback. But I also am a realist, especially in high school football. If I could give my quarterback 3 seconds, I did my job. Okay, so my quarterback gets 3 seconds to catch the ball, read the defender, throw the football. I tell the quarterback, you might get 4. Because I tell my offensive lineman, you kick step, that's 1. The guy comes to you, that's 2. You punch. 3, he runs you over. 4, he gets to you. So technically, you get 4 seconds. So be smart, okay? You got to get that ball off. So I always have like a one-read system. Hey, we're doing a high-low concept on an outside linebacker. He goes here, ball goes here. Okay? He goes here, ball goes here. We're reading the corner, high-low. Okay? We're running a smash scheme. We got a hitch. We got a corner over the top. We're reading that corner. He bails. We're hitting the hitch now. Take what the defense gives you. Okay? Because that one hitch, I think everybody's here been in the game or seen it on film. Somebody's going to house call a 2-yard hitch. He goes out the back end. Guy misses the tackle. House call. Okay? So, like, I know it's not sexy. I know it's not awesome to be a quarterback throwing a 5-yard hitch, but you still just got an 89-yard touchdown pass. That's sexy. Do what they give you, okay? Pass game concepts, we do a lot of high-low. We do a lot of isolation. We want to pinpoint, hey, if I got a big tight end and they got a little small outside linebacker, I want to put you on him. Jump balls all day, that kind of stuff. Flood routes, trash routes. Okay, trash routes are like any combination routes that we run. So some of our basic plays, ISO. Okay, probably everybody's got ISO in their playbook. Okay, we're coming right at you. Okay, now one thing that I learned from my mentor, and I see it as a former middle linebacker, okay, is we test flow a lot. We play flow a lot as linebackers. So if I see fast flow, I'm attacking right now. Okay. So one way to really attack that over-aggressive linebacker, okay, especially out of the pistol, is if we're going right, we open up left. We open opposite of the way we're going. So it's almost like a counter almost every single play. Okay, so our eyes are going on this, and we're going here, so we're flowing, and what that does is that actually opens up better blocking angles for our offensive line. Okay, so once again, so here's a good example. Here's our fullback. He's in a sting position. He's going to isolation block on play side linebacker. Okay, we're going left, so he's going to actually come over the top. That makes that double team combo block way easier. Okay, and that linebacker's going to flow that way so we can cut him off. And now once again, just like we said, you always draw up a play. You're running back against the safety, one-on-one. He misses that tackle with 6. He makes that tackle. It's still a 7-yard gain. Okay, 2 plays. We're moving the chains. Keep it going. Okay, so there's 2 different kind of variations, 3 different kind of variations of how I run ISO. Okay, but it's downhill. We're coming at you. Okay, same thing with trap. Okay, we're trapping right. We're going left. We're over to left. This one is a trap lead, so guard. We always trap the first guy outside the play side guard is our rule. Okay, so once again, where he's lined up determines, what hole, what gap we're going. Once again, you want to run to the bubbles, the unoccupied gaps. Okay, so once again, this one right here is a trap lead play, so you get an additional lead blocker. Okay, so a lot of people like the counter scheme, they call it counter scheme, okay, so on and so forth. Okay, then we got cut, which is kind of a wham block. Okay, that you use that H-back as your trap block guy. Okay, so his rule is I kick back on the first guy past the center. Okay, and it's called cut because of your cut back. It's a cut back. Okay, so once again, for example, on this one, this is cut Roger. So we're opening up left, and then we're going to cut back all the way across. Same action, fast action this way. I'm flowing, and then all of a sudden. Great angles for your offensive linemen. They don't have to be 6'3", 270 pounds to make that block. Okay, the guy's body and flow is already going in this direction. You just got to get in the way. Okay, window dress. That's what I would say. Just be window dress. Okay, just get in the way. If you can block them and put them down, that's great. Okay, we got things. We got pancake awards. Okay, I'll go to McDonald's, get free pancakes, bring them to the kids. Okay, they love pancakes, especially offensive linemen. Okay, we get to the point where I say, hey, if you got a pancake, after you pancake, you do the salute. Okay, so when we're watching film later on, I see offensive linemen salute. Okay, I got to go back and rewind it. I got to see if you got a pancake or not. And the kids, when we're watching film, oh, coach, pancake. And I'm like, oh, come on now. It's got to be on his back, not on his side, on his back. You get pancake. All right, and then we'll have bowling. Okay, where I get free bowling games for kids if they got bowling. What bowling is if we get a combo block into another player and they both go down. Okay, we call that bowling. Go bowling. I want you to take this double team and put that right into the center chest of that linebacker, and I want you to knock down that pin. And so our kids' mentality is that way. Okay, I want that physical, aggressive play, and then I reward. You get free games of bowling. Okay. What's a couple games of bowling? Not too expensive. I could do that for wins. I'll do that. Okay, fun stuff, right? Power. Everybody wants power. Kick out, lead up with the backside guard. Okay, away we go. Okay. A lot of times with power though, because it's quick hitting, we open up too. So that does away with that tendency too. Okay, where we always go opposite. Okay, we do some play side. We're just quick here. Okay, flash it to them, and away we go. Okay, but kick out, lead up, same stuff. We can add some motion. I do like to do a lot of shifting, a lot of motions, and a lot of formations. Okay, once again, defense coordinators hate me. And I was a former defense coordinator. I hated all offense coordinators that did that to me, so I want to do it back to them. Okay, kind of revenge. Okay, toss sweep. Okay, catch it, toss it, away we go. Get out wide. I always tell the play side uncovered guy that he's the lead blocker. Now these are showed as they're going to pull and lead up on a linebacker. Okay, what I like to do now is I like to crack. I have that outside receiver crack down, and so then now my offense lineman's got those squirrels, the little corners that don't want to hit anybody. Okay, I tell them, just like Michael Orr, take him to the bus. I want you to take him and run him through into the sideline. Take his butt to the bus. Okay, and they eat that stuff up. Okay, I want that mentality. Okay, inside zone, outside zone. We'll just still do inside, outside zone. We don't block the backside defensive end. Okay, that's our read play. So this is kind of like a little RPO. Okay, where we open up. Okay, and we read that backside defensive end. If he crashes, I pull, and then usually out the back end we have some type of RPO. Okay, or he just pulls it and away he goes. We're going to watch a couple of clips here. I got a clip where we run this play, and everybody crashes down. Quarterback, he runs like a giraffe. I mean, he's slow as molasses, but he ran like a 40-yard touchdown. The backside safety, he thinks the guy's tackled. He's sitting there clapping, and my quarterback's running right past him for a touchdown. And you know, just gotta play their style of play. Outside zone, once again, we want to get out wide. Okay. Once again, stretch north, south, east, west as well. Okay, north, south, east, west. Okay. I like this dart play. This is kind of the same thing. We don't block the backside tackle, defensive end. Our tackle's going to pull and loop up into the hole. And then once again, we have an RPO. Usually if we have 2 receivers or 3 receivers, we like to run the bubble off of it. We'll also run a bubble screen off of it as well. So once again, keep teams on their heels, not on their toes. If they're playing fast, that's a negative for us on offense. We want them to play slow. We want them to think. Okay? If they're playing slow, they're thinking, they're playing vanilla defense, it's a lot easier for us to attack them. Okay? And so that's why, once again, you know, one series we're out there in spread, next series we're out there in single wing, next series we're out there, okay? They got to give me something vanilla. They're not going to have all these blitz schemes and all that kind of stuff, which makes it easier for me to attack. All right? Pass game, a lot of play action passes off of that. We got our bootleg pass plays, okay? You know, traditional, I mean, you see this a lot. Okay, you know, I went to the Madison. Madison's notorious for their play action. Okay, you come off and boom, they hit you and there they go. 70-yard, you know, first down, catch it and go. I like this one right here, the circus version. Okay, where we get a vertical to clear out that the corner, and then you have like a flood route concept with your outside guy hitting the flat, and then you got a deep curl. That one's always a really good one. And then this is waggle, which is kind of a variation of bootleg. You'll see these top 2 ones. These are the double post, which is what we call gorilla. Double slant's monkey. Double post is gorilla. I actually stole this from Jimbo Fisher. He came, spoke at my Nike clinic after they won the national championship. And I sat down with him, and I was like, Coach, just give me one play. What's your bread and butter? I said, Coach, double post. Double post off play action. On our national championship, one play scored 18 touchdowns. And that got us the ring. One play, double. And he's like, you know where I got that? And I said, no, Coach, where'd you get that? He said, at a Nike clinic. If you get one thing, if you go to a clinic and you get one thing that's going to make these kids better and make your team better and be successful, it's well worth going to the clinic. Okay? And, you know, like I said, I ran a Nike clinic for a decade. I'm going to speak at the Glacier Clinic this weekend. I'm going to speak at a single wing clinic the following weekend. I love going to clinics. I love talking ball, which, as you guys could tell, I don't know how long I've been up here, but I can keep going. Here's my contact information, just like Coach Aziz. You can my cell phone, my email. I'm an open book. Once again, I didn't invent football. If there's anything, any questions, anything that you want, I'm more than open to share anything. Because like I said, I didn't invent it. Everything I got, I stole myself. Might have added my own little twist to it a little bit, but it's not that hard of a game, right? Also, I got a DVD series back when I was a lot younger. I looked a lot younger back in that day. When I was the head coach at Grafton High School down in the 757, we won the region championship. I lost the state semifinals to Briar Woods when they had Sorley as quarterback. That team had, what did I say, Coach? 18 Division I players on that one team, and I had 2.
37, you did 37, Coach. 37.
Yeah. It was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. Because I was like, all right, we're gonna go attack this guy. Well, that guy's going to Wake Forest. All right. Well, we're gonna put a tight end, my guy that's going to JMU, to kind of block him. But then that opened up the middle linebacker. He's going to Florida. Dang, gone. All right, well, we're going to double the nose, and we're going to chip, and we're going to get to that middle linebacker. Then we're going to go to this outside linebacker. Oh, yeah, Coach, he's going to Virginia Tech. All right, well, I guess we're not running the ball. I guess we're going to We're going to start at this corner. Coach, yeah, he's going to Stanford, and he went and played in the league at Detroit Lions. Dang, gone. Can't go after him. Let's go after that safety. Yeah, Coach, he's going to Virginia Tech, too. Is there anybody on this team that's not going somewhere? And they're like, the backside linebacker, one kid. I was like, well, I guess that's our Elmer Fudd. Let's go after him. Nope. Couldn't even get to that guy because the other 10 destroyed us. But it was a good time. Once again, I'm also really passionate about special teams because I played on special teams. When you're a linebacker and you play college football, you're on every single special team. You have to be on it. And so I'm real passionate about that. I don't know if you guys want to watch a little bit of film. Cool. Good.
Well, while he's loading up, I'm hoping once they get in the building at Oakton next year, we bring that fall stretching back.
Awesome.
I thought that was a great event, and I thought it was good for all the coaches. It's even better for us than it is for you guys. So hopefully by next year, the next spring, we'll bring it back.
All right, so this is us against South Lakes. This was in 2018. Now you can see our pistol set. This is just your ISO. Once again, you can see that the blocking back.